I decided to go to college because ever since I was young, I've always wanted to help people, whether it would have been engineering or medicine. I just wanted to help people. So, college was just a stepping stone for me to succeed in that. So, pretty much everybody around me encouraged me to go to college, like my mom, my dad, my siblings, my grandparents, and it was a little bit of like an expectation, kind of like it wasn't are you going to college, it was like where are you going to college. It wasn't it was like a no-brainer. So I feel like my biggest motivation would be my mom. She passed a few years ago, and she always told me to do what I wanted to do, and that would be like go to college and go to medical school. So I feel like if she saw me now, she'd be proud and she would keep me going. So that's what I'm gonna do. Um, right now I'm really stressed. Um, like I thought whenever I graduated high school, I thought kind of all of the insecurities and everything I was dealing with would go away, but that didn't happen, obviously. But um, they kind of transferred here, and so sometimes when I'm in class, like I'm a walking minority, and so when I'm in class, like I tend to compare myself a lot to other people. Um, and so that was really hard. Like whenever I would sit down to study, like I would tell myself like very negative things. I'd be like, "You can't even do it. What are you doing?" It's kind of hard to sit down and study. It was very hard trying to get motivation out of myself to even try. So my semester has been a little stressful. Mostly because I had a situation with my professor or my instructor. It was a biology class, and we were talking about petroleum or gas, and he asked the class, "What else can you put in a gas tank or in a petroleum tank?" And this one girl said, "Maybe you could put water," and he responded with, "It's always some woman that says that." So that made me feel very upset. The class's reaction was kind of like mine. They kind of just started looking at each other, and it was more of like a shock. But the professor kind of resumed as usual, and nobody else. We kind of never talked about it, like within like amongst peers, amongst classmates. There's also another incident where I went to my academic advisor and I told her I experienced an interest in biomedical engineering and I have trouble asking for help, tutoring help in math and biology. And she kind of just went with the maybe you should change your major altogether. And I kind of was looking for a motivation or a motivator, and she didn't really give me that. She was very blunt. I feel like it's necessary for me to solve my personal issues, to do well academically, because I realize I do, like, it's always in my head. I always think about personal issues in school, and that affects my way of studying, and it affects everything. It affects my mood. Like if I go into class very upset, I'm probably not going to be listening to the professor. So I think I need to get help with my personal issues first and then deal with my academic issues second. Even though it is important, I feel like the way I perceive myself is just as important. So I recently joined student government, and like I'm pretty sure more than half of them are Black students, so I felt really included. I felt safe, and most of us are girls anyways, so it was nice. It was a nice change. Yeah. During winter break, I thought about college like all the time, so it didn't really leave my mind. Dropping out did cross my mind because I noticed I was even more stressful because it's more of a workload compared to high school. So it did cross my mind, but I don't think I'm gonna go through with it. So I haven't sought out professional help yet. I'm a little reluctant because I guess I'm a little scared of change. I don't know what will happen, and that scares me. So I no longer work at my school. I quit the job, and I was a student worker for our student activities department at my college, and I quit it because I couldn't balance school, work, and extracurricular activities at once. So I decided to drop working. Yeah, I'm still doing student government. I think it's a little stressful being an officer, but I think it's better now that I don't work anymore. My biggest motivation for staying in school would still be my mom, even though she's not here to support me. And my confidence level, I feel like, has decreased just a little bit. It was at a 10, now I think it's at like a 7, maybe 8, but I think I'm okay with that. I think it's decreased because I feel like I'm still not doing it for myself. Even though I think it's noble to do it for somebody that has passed on. I just feel like a lot of stuff I do isn't for me. It's more so for other people, and I need to figure out what I want first before I do anything. So I guess the process of doing that has decreased my confidence a little.